most of what you have to know today on the worst of trending stories in Nigerian taking place and in the news today. All right, we'll quickly look at what we have today in the politics today. We'll take a look at the nation, starting from the nation. Let's see what the nation has for us today. On the front page of the nation, we have Rivers CG gives condition to raise impeachment panel. Rivers CG gives conditions to raise impeachment panel. That is coming in on the front page of the nation this morning. Then we'll just have under it, my hand is fettered by the court order. My hand is fettered by the court orders. That is coming in on the front page of the nation this morning. Then quickly, still on the front page, on page 3, Tinubu post ambassador to US, France, High Commissioner to UK. That is coming in on page 3 of the nation. It says Tinubu post ambassadors to US, France, High Commissioner to UK. Then we also have, see on the front page, we have new agri focus will curb inflation, says Shettima. New agri focus will curb inflation, says Shettima. Then we also have, still on the front page, on the page 2, where we have Nigeria, US security talks yielding result, says federal government. Nigerian US security talks yielding result, says federal government. That is still coming in on the front page of the nation. Then quickly at on page 5, on the front page of the nation, which is the up page, we have Fayose raises dust over Makinde's villa visit. Fayose raises dust over Makinde's villa's visit. All right, still going on, we have still on the front page on page 28, Sanwo-Olu sponsors get kudos from AU Afrima. Sanwo-Olu sponsors get kudos from AU Afrima. That is still coming in on the front page of the nation. Then on page 27, we have police declares bomb scares in Lagos school first. Police declares bomb scares in Lagos schools first. That is coming in as on the front page, where police declared the bomb scares in Lagos school first. I believe there was a bomb that fell there. I think our police, they are really trying their best to make sure they cover out most of what is trying to come up there in terms of setting bomb to disrupt the school facilities and the school environment. So you can grab a copy to see what is going on there. Then on page 25, we have local federal contractors get 152 billion payments. Local federal contractors get 152 billion payments. That is still coming in on the front page of the nation. Then on the down page of the nation, on page 3, we have 24 Nigerian varsity in top global ranking. 24 Nigerian varsity in top global ranking. That is on page 4. Then quickly on page 3, we have Nigerian economic reform working, says IMF. Nigerian economic reform working, says IMF. That is for the front page. That is for the nations. All right, quickly moving to the Punch. Let's see what the Punch have for us this morning. On the front page of the Punch, we can see that is on page 2, where we have U.S. demand action, abduction. U.S. demand action. Federal government vows to track bandits. U.S. demand action. Federal government vows to track bandits. That is still coming in on the case of insurgency and security in the nation. Then we have, still on the front page there, we have Ribado meets U.S. envoys as Washington pressures Abuja on insecurity. Ribado meets U.S. envoy as Washington pressures Abuja on insecurity. Then we also have mother recounts giving birth in Kaduna kidnappers hideout. Mother recounts giving birth in Kaduna kidnappers hideout. That is it coming in on the front page of the Punch this morning. Then on page 27 of still the Punch, we have CG declines to probe Fubara. Speakers head of a court. CG declines to probe Fubara's speaker heads to a court. Coming in on page 27 of still the Punch. Then still close to page 27, then we have escort closes Kudirat Abiola's murder case. Free Al-Mustafa. Escort closes Kudirat Abiola's murder case. Frees Al-Mustafa. Still coming in on page 28. So grab a copy of that and see what they have to say on that on that page there. All right, quickly moving down to page 19. Still on the Punch this morning. Tinubu approves commercial oil drilling in Ogun. Tinubu approves commercial oil drilling in Ogun. That is coming in on page 19. Still the Punch. Then on page 4 and page 5 of the Punch this morning, we have attack scares. Police deploy officers to top Lagos schools. Attack scare. Police deploy officers to top Lagos schools. I mean, there have been rumors of attack. So I believe our military and our police are really in the forefront to make sure lives and properties are being protected to avert this news and rumors of attack in Lagos top school. All right, quickly going to I think that is all for the Punch. I think still on the Punch, the up page of the Punch, we can see there on it says Makinde rule out defection plan after meeting Tinubu. Makinde rules out defection plan after meeting Tinubu. Coming in on page 27 of the Punch this morning. Let's quickly move to the Tribune. Let's see what the Tribune have for us this morning. On the front page of the Tribune, we have Kaduna abduction. U.S. wants Nigerian to strengthen protection of Christians. That is coming in on page 3. It says Kaduna abduction. U.S. wants Nigerian to strengthen protections of Christians. Then under it, we have Southern Kaduna Christian leaders declare 2 days fasting over safe return. Southern Kaduna Christian leaders declared 2 days fasting over safe return. That is still on the case of the kidnapped victim, 177 kidnapped victim recently in Kaduna. So they have declared fasting day for the safe return, and we pray that they will return and be reunited to their family. All right, quickly moving. Still on the front page of the Tribune, we have still on the Tribune this morning. All right. On page 31, still on the Tribune, UN says 35 million Nigerian risk hunger after global funding collapse. UN says 35 million Nigerian risk hunger after global funding collapse. That is coming in on page 31, still on the Tribune this morning. Then on page 11 of the Tribune, we have Nigerian cashew exports hit $400 million. Nigerian cashew exports hit $400 million. I mean, that is coming in on page 11, still on the Tribune. Then under health in Tribune, on page 12, we have milk whole bread diet dramatically reduce cholera infection, says by expert. Milk whole bread diet dramatically reduce cholera infection, says by experts. All right, that is on health. So grab a copy of that and see what they explain on milk having to dramatically reducing cholera infection. I mean, this is on health, coming in on health. I believe they have explanation to that and a quick health benefit that will aid life improvements. All right, quickly going to page 3, still on the Tribune this morning, we have, I am comfortable in PDP, Makinde. I am comfortable in PDP, says Makinde, meet with Tinubu at Villa. As Makinde meet with Tinubu at Villa, as in expressing himself that he's comfortable in PDP. All right, that is on page 3 of the Tribune. Then quickly going to page 6. Page 6 of the Tribune, it says Tinubu seals deal with Shell to unlock job forex flow. Tinubu seals deal with Shell to unlock job forex flow. That is coming in on page 6. Then we have Shell's commitment totaling $9 billion is testimony to confidence in Nigerian economy, says by Ojulari. It says Shell's commitment totaling $9 billion is testimony to confidence in Nigerian economic, says by Ojulari. That is coming on page 6. Page 6 of the Tribune. Then quickly on page 12, the down page of the Tribune, we have oil drilling at Ogun waterside. Olukola Deeps Seaport set to take off. Oil drilling at Ogun waterside. Olukola Deep Seaport to set take off. That is coming in on page 12 of the Tribune. Then let's quickly move up to page 27. Still on the Tribune this morning, we have ambassadors. Tinubu post to USA, okay to France, Dankari to Turkey. Ambassadors, Tinubu post to USA, okay to France, Dankari to Turkey. That has been the trending stories about the ambassadors that have been posted to both France and Turkey, where okay is posted to France, then Dankari to Turkey for an assignment there. Then we also have Dalhatu is High Commissioner designated to UK. That is still coming in on page 27. Then on page 4, still on the up page of the Tribune, we have Fubara, Chief Judge rejects request to constitute impeachment panel. Fubara, Chief Judge rejects request to constitute impeachment panel. Coming in from Fubara there. All right, let's quickly move to the next paper and see what the Daily Trust is leading here. On the Daily Trust, on the headline, that is coming on page 10, 7 on page 10. All right, leaders verdict on Fourth Republic. Leaders verdict on Fourth Republic. That is coming in on the Daily Trust, and that is the major headline there. Then quickly moving down on page, I think on page 28, Tinubu post ambassador to US, France, 2 others. Still coming in as the trending story about the 2 ambassadors that were posted to US and France. Moving on to page 18, just close to page 28, we have S-Court dismisses Al-Mustafa's trial in Kudirat Abiola's murder. The Supreme Court dismisses Al-Mustafa's trial in Kudirat Abiola's murder. That is coming in on page 18 of the Daily Trust this morning. Then quickly on page 12, impeachment. Rivers CG declined to constitute panel. Impeachment. Rivers CG declined to constitute panel. Still coming in as the case of impeachment in Rivers State. So grab a copy of that and see what they have to explain on the impeachment on the impeachment in Rivers State by CG. All right. Then on page 38, we have 7 persons killed in fresh Plateau attack. 7 persons killed in fresh Plateau attack. Plateau State has been on fire for some time now, and there have been so many news coming in from that place about kidnappers killing the citizens there, and bandits abducting so many people there. So I believe the security agencies will do the needful to make sure this insurgency will be wiped up completely from the land of Plateau State. All right, quickly moving to see on the front page, we have Dame Dr. Adiora Omoji OON CMD. Then we have CEO Zenith Bank PLC and Rick Swart, United States Counsel General, during a strategic business engagement at the U.S. Consulate in Lagos recently. We can see the picture of Dr. Adiora there, and the OMG, MD, and CEO Zenith Bank PLC by Rick Swart. All right, quickly moving to. So on the front page of the Daily Trust, that's where we have leaders' verdicts on the Fourth Republic, and we can see the picture boldly there of picture of Bukola Saraki, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Lodoja, then Nasir El-Rufai, then the picture of Nena Alendu Okuje, then we have Sunday Dare. So that is it for the Daily Trust this morning. Before we move to the Independence, let's quickly go on a quick break. Now, when we come back, we'll continue from where we stop.
Hi, welcome to iDEA TV, the first innovation television. At iDEA TV, we bring you cutting-edge stories, insights, and shows that redefine innovation across Africa and beyond. Get ready to upgrade your mind. iDEA TV is your go-to destination for the latest trending news, cutting-edge tech, and innovative ideas that shape our future. From technology and innovations, business, health, education and agriculture, climate solutions, science and research. Stay ahead of the curve with us at iDEA Television.
"5G technology. 5G technology promises to be a game changer by delivering ultra-fast internet speeds, low latency, and the ability to connect millions of devices seamlessly. It's going to fuel the future of smart cities, autonomous vehicles, and IoT devices, allowing them to communicate in real time. However, 5G rollout isn't without hurdles. High costs of infrastructure and regulatory issues in some regions have slowed down implementation. By 2026, the 5G market is expected to be valued at $667.90 billion, with the US, China, and South Korea leading the change. The challenge? Cybersecurity risks and data privacy will remain top concerns as more devices become connected.
You are welcome back to the newspaper review. If you are still with us, this is iDEA News Television. All right, on the Daily Independence, let's see what the Daily Independence have for us. The trending story there. We have on the front page of the Independent, we have Shell's Eye, $20 billion investment in Nigeria after successful $7 billion deal. Shell's Eye, $20 billion investment in Nigeria after successful $7 billion deal. Then under it, we have Tinubu orders incentive gazetting for Shell's Bonga East-West project. Tinubu's orders incentives gazetting for Shell's Bonga East-West project. That is still coming in on the front page of the Independent. Let's quickly move to page 29. Still on the Independent, we have Kudirat Abiola, Supreme Court dismisses trial of Al-Mustafa. That is still coming on page 29. Still a repetition of what we have on the other paper. I mean, it's a trending story there. Then we still have on page 7, 2027, Atiku should not run for president as sacrifice, says Hakim Baba Ahmed. He said 2027, Atiku should not run for president as sacrifice, says by Hakim Baba Ahmed. I mean, this is still coming in for the tussle for 2027 presidential race election. Hakim Baba Ahmed has to come there to say he should not run for president. So, basically for his own opinion. I mean, you can grab a copy of that to see what he is trying to explain on that particular page. Then on page 6, still on the Independent, we have Tinubu post ambassador still coming in again, as Tinubu post ambassadors designated to France, US, UK, and Turkey. That is still coming in as a repetition of the trending story that is still on other people. I think on Tribune that we took last, and the ambassador that were posted to various countries, US, France, and Turkey. So on page 29, Article 1, Senate against non-passage of Electoral Act Amendment. Article 1, Senate against non-passage of Electoral Act Amendment. That is coming on page 29 of the Independent this morning. Then quickly, still on the Independent, we have U.S. Kaduna abduction. U.S. asks Nigeria to firm up protection for Christians. Kaduna abduction. U.S. asks Nigeria to firm up protection for Christians. Still coming as a case of intervention from the U.S. asking Nigeria to firm up protection for Christians. I mean, there have been cases of serious genocide in the land in Nigeria here, and the intervention of the U.S. has really been very, very paramount and impactful. Though still trying to gather some information to know how they can actually the Christian can be protected from the hands of these hoodlum and killers. All right, then we have under it Ribado list gain of U.S. Nigerian security engagement. Ribado's list gain of U.S. Nigerian security engagement, still coming in on page 29 of the Independent. Then on page 6, still on the Independent, the downside, we have Nigerian drifting unprepared into demographic explosion, says by Gambari. Let me take it again. On page 6, Nigerian drifting unprepared into demographic explosion, says by Gambari, on page 6 of the Independent. Then let's quickly move up to the up page and see what the Independent. On the page 7, poetry sector fit to drive Nigerian industrial value chain, says by stakeholder. Poetry sector fit to drive Nigerian industrial value chain. Coming in for on the aspect of poetry sector, the says by stakeholder. Then we also have on page 5, why I can't raise panel to probe Fubara. Why I can't raise panel to probe Fubara, deputy by Chief Judge. Why I can't raise panel to probe Fubara, deputy by Chief Judge. Still coming in on the case of River State on Fubara. Why the Chief Judge, why Fubara can't be probed. All right, that is all we have for the Independent. So a quick recap on what the trending stories we have on different papers today. On the Nation, we can see that on the Nation, what is trending on the front page of the Nation, Rivers CG gives condition to raise impeachment panel. Rivers CG gives condition to raise impeachment panel. That is on the front page of the Nation. Then the up page, we have Fayose raises dust over Makindi's villas visit. Fayose raises dust over Makindi's villas visit. They also have Sanwo-Olu sponsors get kudos from AU Afrima. Then a quick one to the Punch, the leading story trending on the Punch, where we have US demand action. Federal government vows to track bandits. Abduction, US demand action. Federal government vows to track down bandits. I mean, the case of insurgency in the country is no more in news, and it's no more a new thing to us that these guys, they have been everywhere and they have been disturbing the stability of this country. So the US is demanding the federal government to take action on bandits, to take the necessary action on bandits so that these miscreants can be flushed away and be eliminated totally from the land. All right, moving on to the Tribune. The trending story on the Tribune we have for you today was Kaduna abduction. Still on the Kaduna abduction, US wants Nigeria to strengthen protection for Christians. I mean, still coming as a case of insurgency. This has been the trending story, seriously leading the papers this morning. They also have Ambassador Tinubu post to US, OK to France, Dankari to Turkey. Those are the ambassadors that were posted recently by Tinubu for an assignment to France, to UK, and also to Turkey. Then still on the case of Fubara and Rivers States, where we have Chief Judge reject request to constitute impeachment panel. Chief Judge rejects request to constitute impeachment panel. That is coming on the front page of the Tribune. Then on the Daily Trust, before we have independence, we have leading story there, leaders' verdict on Fourth Republic. Leaders' verdict on Fourth Republic. Then we still have the story of Tinubu's post ambassador to US, France, and 2 other countries. Then on the last page of the Independent, what we have for you today on the front page, Shell's eyes $20 billion investment in Nigeria after successful $7 billion deal. Shell's eye $20 billion naira investment, Shell's eyes $20 million investment in Nigeria after successful $7 billion deal, coming in on the front page of the Independent. Then lastly, still talking about the abduction of a Kaduna abducted victim. He says US asks Nigeria to film or protection for Christian. I mean, these are most of the trending story that we bring to you today on a newspaper review on iDEA TV. Stay tuned as you get most of other program coming up soon on iDEA TV. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Thank you for your time.